The most important task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that you can say clearly to yourself which are externals, not under your control, and which have to do with the choices you actually control. These words from Epictetus form the bedrock of Stoic practice, known as the Dichotomy of Control. We live our lives in a state of constant, low-grade fever because we are perpetually trying to control the uncontrollable. We worry about what our boss thinks of us. We get angry at the traffic. We stress over the political climate of 2026, and we agonize over the weather. By doing this, we are effectively trying to play God with the universe. And when the universe refuses to obey, we suffer. The Stoic exit from this cave of frustration is to draw a thick, uncompromising line down the center of your life. On one side are the things that are not up to us: the past, the outcomes of our actions, the opinions of others, randomness, chance, and the shifting currents of the world. On the other side is the only thing that is up to us: our own mind, our intentions, our effort, and our reactions to what happens. This line is invisible, but once you see it, you begin to notice how often you step across it and exhaust yourself fighting reality. If you pin your happiness to the control side, you are invincible. If you pin it to the chaos side, you are a slave to fortune. Most people unknowingly tie their emotional state to outcomes: praise, results, numbers, recognition. They wait for the world to confirm their worth. The Stoic does the opposite. They measure success by alignment. Did I act according to my values, regardless of what followed? Imagine you are an archer. You can choose how much you practice. You can choose the quality of your bow, and you can choose the exact moment to release the string. But the moment the arrow leaves your hand, it is no longer up to you. A sudden gust of wind can blow it off course. The target can move. The bow can snap. If your happiness depends on hitting the bullseye, you are setting yourself up for misery. But if your happiness depends on being the most skillful, focused archer you can be, then you have already won the moment the arrow is released. The outcome becomes information, not identity. This shift in perspective is the ultimate cure for the smartest man versus the saddest man paradox we see in Rick Sanchez. Rick is miserable because he wants to control every variable in an infinite multiverse. He demands certainty in a reality built on uncertainty. Epictetus was free because he realized he only needed to control one thing: himself. Freedom in Stoicism is not power over the world. It is independence from it. In 2026, the world is more chaotic than ever, but the dichotomy of control remains your internal anchor. Algorithms shift, markets fluctuate, technology breaks, people misunderstand you. None of this is new. What is new is the speed at which we are exposed to it. Without a clear boundary of control, your attention is constantly hijacked. Your energy scattered across problems you cannot solve. When the internet goes out, when a flight is canceled, or when someone leaves a hateful comment on your post, you must ask yourself, is this up to me? If the answer is no, then the Stoic response is not indifference, but redirection. Attention returns to action. You move from reaction to agency. This single question acts like a filter, preventing emotional leakage into places where effort has no leverage. This isn't apathy. It is the conservation of energy. By refusing to spend your spirit on things you cannot change, you build a massive reservoir of power for the things you can. Your focus sharpens. Your decisions become cleaner. You stop negotiating with reality and start working with it. Over time, something subtle happens. You become less fragile. Delays feel smaller. Criticism feels lighter. Uncertainty feels normal. This is not because life became easier, but because you stopped demanding that it be predictable. The dichotomy of control transforms frustration into discipline and anxiety into clarity. This episode is about reclaiming that power. It's about stopping the war with reality and starting the work on your own character. It's about recognizing that control is not something you gain. It is something you correctly assign. Every moment gives you that choice. chase outcomes, or shape effort. You are not a victim of the chaos. You are the master of your response to it. Once you internalize this, you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is the best response available to me now?" That question is where growth lives. That question is where dignity lives. Once you master the dichotomy, you realize that the only person who can ever truly hurt you is you, through the judgments you make. Events are neutral. Interpretation is decisive. The world provides circumstances. You provide meaning. Step out of the cave of external validation and into the light of internal sovereignty. Because the moment you accept what is not yours to control, you finally gain access to what always was, your choices, your character, and the quiet, unshakable freedom that comes from owning both.